Imagine having your life scrutinized by some of the most powerful people on the planet. Just a couple of years back, he was thrust into the spotlight for his role in supposed scandals with China and Ukraine. He was labeled as scandal-plagued and troubled. But what exactly did he do that earned him those titles? Every family has a black sheep. This one just so happens to be a part of the family of the President of the United States. For months, the world watched with bated breath as the 2020 United States elections drew closer and closer. Presidential candidates Donald Trump and Joe Biden were neck and neck when the votes were being counted, and Biden eventually emerged victoriously. At first glance, Biden seems to have a picture-perfect family. However, during the years leading up to the elections, the media seemed to have zeroed in on Biden's son, Hunter Biden, labeling him as the now president's scandal-plagued middle child. He has gone through some trouble over the years, and he was also able to establish a net worth of roughly $3 million, much of which was put into question by both the media and ex-President Donald Trump. What has been going on in the younger Biden's life? How was he able to earn those millions of dollars?
Let's get down to business.
You already know that he is the son of Joe Biden, but let us dive into his childhood to see how he grew up. Hunter was born on February 4, 1970, in Wilmington, Delaware. Things were happy at the Biden household until tragedy struck on December 18, 1972. Hunter, Joe, and his older brother, the late Beau Biden, lost their mother and their younger sister in a car crash. It was a devastating incident, and it left both Hunter and Beau seriously injured. Joe, naturally, was crushed. However, a few years passed, and Hunter and Beau encouraged their father to start going out again. He eventually begins dating Jill Jacobs, and the two end up getting married, with Jill becoming the boy's stepmother in 1977. Following in his father and older brother's footsteps, Hunter attended the Archmere Academy High School in Claymont, Delaware. He then pursued a Bachelor of Arts degree in history at Georgetown University, graduating in 1992. However, he didn't go straight to work after that. He first spent a year as a Jesuit volunteer at a church in Oregon. It was there where he met Kathleen Boole, who he ended up marrying in 1993. After their wedding, Hunter pursued a law degree at the Georgetown University Law Center, eventually transferring to Yale Law School a year later. He graduated in 1996. Hunter's work as a lawyer and lobbyist began the moment he graduated from law school. Shortly after his graduation from Yale, Hunter accepted a job at the bank holding company, MBNA, which was a major contributor to Joe Biden's political campaigns. Just a mere 2 years later, Hunter was able to climb up the ladder and secure his spot as the company's executive vice president. However, he ended up resigning from that job to secure another, a position in the United States Department of Commerce. During his time there, he worked on developing the e-commerce policy for then-President Bill Clinton, and he stayed in his position until 2001. Following his work at the Department of Commerce, he started working as a lobbyist, or someone who helps influence political decisions. The lobbyist would work to develop policies that would act in favor of said individual or organization, and they could either propose new legislation or amend laws that are already in practice. It allows the people to communicate with legislators, and it also allows for people to engage in collective action. When Hunter pursued a career in lobbying, he co-founded a firm called Oldacre, Biden, and Belair. Considering Joe Biden has had quite a stellar political career and has held many high-profile positions, Hunter made it a point to keep his clients a secret from his father. According to the New Yorker's Adam Ontis, the father and son duo had established a silent agreement where Biden wouldn't ask Hunter about his lobbying clients, and Hunter wouldn't tell his father about them. Perhaps this was to prevent any speculation that Hunter's clients received special treatment just because of who his father was. He ended his stint as a lobbyist when his father became the Vice President of the United States under then-President Barack Obama's administration. Considering that Hunter seems to have had quite an impressive career thus far, why were media outlets labeling him as scandal-plagued and troubled? Well, up until the presidential elections of 2020, Hunter's international business dealings were heavily scrutinized by both the media and ex-President Donald Trump. The two countries in question were China and Ukraine. Let us look at how Hunter ended up working in both and what the allegations were against him. Hunter served as a member of the board of the China-based private equity fund BHR Partners from 2013 to 2020. The fund invests into tech startups, mining companies, and automotive companies. He was able to acquire about a 10% stake at the company in 2017. In 2014, Hunter was a board member for yet another international company. This time, it was for Burisma Holdings, which is owned by former Ukrainian politician and oligarch Mykola Zlochevsky. Mykola, at the time, was facing a money laundering investigation following the Ukrainian Revolution. Biden became a part of the Burisma team because they needed help with corporate governance best practices. Biden was on the board until the end of his term in April 2019. Now, because his father, Joe, was heavily involved in U.S. policy dealing with Ukraine, some officials were concerned that Hunter's position in the company could be bad news for Joe's anti-corruption campaign in the country. Hunter's involvement in scandals mainly stems from his work at these two companies. In 2019, Hunter was accused by then-President Trump of malfeasance in Ukraine, citing that Joe Biden had a hand in the dismissal of a Ukrainian prosecutor who had been investigating the company and that he used his power and influence to protect Hunter and Burisma from getting investigated. Trump also claimed that Hunter had gotten a whopping $1.5 billion in a fund from his time in China, earning himself millions of dollars from his time at BHR. To add fuel to the fire, Trump called on China to conduct an investigation on Hunter's business dealings while his father had been the Vice President of the United States. To make matters worse, the New York Post released an article claiming that they were able to get their hands on data from Hunter's laptop and gather evidence that he had gotten his father to meet one of his Ukrainian associates. The laptop was dropped off at a computer repair shop in Delaware, and it was water damaged. It also contained a video of Hunter engaging in a sexual act while high on drugs, and other sexually explicit photographs. Perhaps in an effort to put the issues surrounding them to rest, Hunter resigned from BHR Partners and staunchly defended himself against Trump's allegations. Additionally, no evidence of wrongdoing by Hunter has been found. Apart from the turmoil of his professional life and the pressure of being under public scrutiny, Hunter also seemed to be having a tough time in his personal life. His relationship with his then-wife Kathleen officially ended when the pair divorced in 2017. During his separation with Kathleen, Hunter tried to pursue a relationship with Beau's widow, Hallie Biden, but they called it quits in 2019. Hunter has also spent decades fighting against alcohol and drug addiction, which were rampant in his life during his younger years. There is addiction in every family. I was in that darkness. I was in that tunnel. It is a never-ending tunnel. You don't get rid of it. You figure out how to deal with it. However, things seem to be turning around for him. Hunter married Melissa Cohen, a South African filmmaker, in May of 2019, and his son, Beau, named after his beloved late brother, was born nearly a year later. Over the years, Hunter also spent time working on his memoir where he dives deep into his struggles with addiction. The memoir is titled Beautiful Things, and it is scheduled for release in April of this year. When his father was asked about what he had to say, this was the elder Biden's response: "He is overtaking it. He has fixed it. He has worked on it. And I am proud of him. I am proud of my son." Everyone knows the name Zuckerberg. While Mark might have launched the network, but its astronomical success was a group effort. One of those who took the company from startup to profitable enterprise was a computer engineer. His story sounds like the plot of a fairy tale, though it is very much true. He was born in Sri Lanka and fled with his family to Canada at the age of 6. His childhood was marked by deep, unrelenting poverty. Meet Facebook's most successful alum, a borderline billionaire who owns the Golden State Warriors. His venture capital firm, The Social Capital, has invested in fast-growth startups like Slack, Sprig, and Wealthfront. He became the youngest VP in AOL's history at the age of 26, and he spent 4 years as an executive at Facebook during a huge growth period for the social network. His net worth is rumored to be north of $10 billion. He's also a part of the group that owns the Golden State Warriors, the most recent NBA champions. Once upon a time, his skeptics believed that all things CP were bound to collapse, never to be seen again. He had hit rock bottom, he split with his wife, trusted partners departed from his firm, and he couldn't find investors to pour funds into the company. However, they couldn't be more wrong, and CP is at the top of his game. He's one of the most prominent and most influential venture capitalists in Silicon Valley and is becoming a force to be reckoned with on Wall Street as well.